Edgar Casey is perhaps one of, if not the most unique human beings to ever walk the face of the earth. If you're not familiar with who he is, just Google his name. You'll see hundreds, perhaps thousands of references to him. He is best known as a psychic slash healer, and what this means is that he was able to provide information when asked about different medical conditions. He did this by putting himself into a trance, a hypnotic state, and while in that hypnotic state, his wife and or secretary would ask him questions about a particular individual. For example, let's say someone was seriously ill, they would ask Edgar Casey about this particular person. He would go into the trance. He would somehow discover information about this person, and then he would reveal it to his assistant, who would write it down, and then the person who was ill would take this information and apply it to themselves. Usually, they got better as a result of what he said. Now, what's interesting is Edgar Casey did not know who this person was, nor was this person in the room or anywhere near Edgar Casey. In fact, oftentimes they lived in other states. Edgar Casey was born in Kentucky and had no formal education. He could read and write, and that was about it. At some point in his life, he discovered that he could go into a trance state and come out of the trance with an incredible amount of information. Not only did he give readings on health and healing, but he predicted the future. He talked about religious subjects. He talked about reincarnation and many other things. For point of reference, this course is concerned only about Edgar Casey and his healing proposals through the trance, particularly his recommendation on how to create and use castor oil packs. It is stated that there are over 14,000 recordings of his trance states. In reality, he actually went into well over 20,000 of these hypnotic states, but only 14,000 were recorded. Of the 14,000, almost 1,000 of them had to do with castor oil packs. Edgar Casey told us what a castor oil pack is, how to use it, and basically what it does for you. It's probably the single most remarkable health restoring technique that a person could do. As I stated before, it can heal over 300 different ailments. However, when used as a pack, it is very, very deep-seated in its reaction with the body. It can heal almost anything, and it can even change your behavior, your way of thinking, and your spiritual makeup. And this is where we want to focus our attention. A castor oil pack is made using organic castor oil. Organic castor oil is castor oil that doesn't have any chemical derivatives in it, such as hexane, which is a component that's used in the manufacture of gasoline. That's why it's important to buy organic castor oil, and I will provide sources in the supplemental material where you can buy the castor oil. It can be purchased online at Amazon, almost anywhere you can find it, but make sure it's organic. The second component of a castor oil pack is a piece of wool or flannel. Again, it's chemical free. Don't buy a cheap piece of wool or flannel from the department store. Buy one online that's specifically designed to be used in a castor oil pack. It will not have any chemicals in it that are used during the processing of the wool or flannel. And it has to be big enough so that when it's folded into 3 thicknesses, it measures about 12 inches square. The third part of a castor oil pack is the heating pad. A heating pad is used to heat and keep the castor oil hot. When it's placed on your body, it must be hot. Not super hot so it burns you, but it must be hot. And we'll explain how this process works. But for now, I just want to explain to you what a castor oil pack consists of. A piece of plastic, such as plastic wrap or a garbage plastic bag, is used on top of the heating pad so that when the heating pad touches the wool or flannel, which is going to be soaked with the castor oil, which touches your body, you don't want to get the heating pad full of the oil. That's all the plastic is used for, to keep the heating pad clean. How is the castor oil pack used? This picture of a male figure, the outline of a male figure, shows on the right-hand side of the body the area which we refer to as the liver area. It is below the rib cage and extends down past the midsection. This is typically thought of as the liver area. The castor oil pack, in most instances, is applied to this part of the body. However, it can be used on any part of the body for any number of reasons. The only time you should not use a castor oil pack, especially on your liver, is if you're pregnant or if you have a fever. It's generally not recommended under those 2 conditions. The actual technique of putting on the pack and how long it should stay on will be demonstrated in the upcoming lecture. We're going to do an actual video capture from the internet, and I want to do that because I could have made a video to show you how to use it, but what I like about this particular video on the internet is that it's made by Edgar Cayce's Association, and they've had years of experience using castor oil packs, so this is a very good video to watch. There are, however, a few flaws in their video which I will point out to you. They're not significant. But anyway, the castor oil pack is applied to the liver area, the right side of the body, just under the rib cage. The castor oil is heated, usually in the oven, till it gets fairly warm, not hot, but warm. And then it is wrung out. It is saturated with oil. The excess oil is wrung out of it. Then it is applied to your liver area. The heating pad goes over the wool flannel or the cotton flannel that's been saturated in the oil, and there's a piece of plastic separating the heating pad from the oil because the oil is so icky and sticks to everything. That's the basic concept behind it and how it is used. The video will explain the duration. There are no hard and fast rules, and there's a lot of good information online about it. The supplemental information that I'll provide will go into great detail on how I recommend you use it. I just want to illustrate the part of the body that it goes on at this point in time.